Great live performance there by David Robertson at the proms in England. So even the British have taken a shine to our wonderful composer Ives there. Do you like that synthesizer and theremin? Not exactly period accurate, although there is a part in the full score, which I just happen to have right here. Oh, it's upside down. Uh, and it says ether organ. And there's speculation that would be a theremin, and that's what you heard there. For the life of me, I cannot find a theremin part in the last movement, but check this out. The last movement, the scores are all notated like this. That is just one large score running across. Right, that's running across there. Fantastic. He kept puttering around with that score until 1924, and that explains the theremin part because the theremin was not invented until 1920. And also in 1920, hey, there's Harriet. She wound up he wound up publishing his second piano sonata, which is subtitled the Concord Sonata, and it has to do with Emerson, Thoreau, Hawthorne, and the third movement. I'm not sure that I'll find out what the order is. I was going to look before I started the video, but I can't remember. The third movement, the Alcotts, about Bronson Alcott and his daughter Louisa May. Evidently, the Alcott household took a shine to playing Beethoven's Fifth. And actually, Beethoven's Fifth is a through line throughout the four movements. But this is just a wonderful little snippet. And then finally, very late Ives' work. You know, he lasts until like the 1950s and does win the Pulitzer Prize at one point, much later, after he was really stopping composition. These quarter tone piano pieces are in the 20s, and therefore two pianos tuned a quarter step apart. So microtonal music, which we have not had in the Western tradition, wah do. And evidently the inspiration was listening to Sunday school pianists performing on out-of-tune pianos. So you'll actually hear a bit of My Country 'Tis of Thee and Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. In 1927, Ives comes down the stairs with tears in his eyes, and he says to his wife, Harmony, I can't compose anymore.
Schoenberg's 5 orchestral pieces.
That's really the spirit of the first of Schoenberg's 5 pieces for orchestra. And the third is an early example of Klangfarben melody, and you gotta love those Germans with their compound words. That would be tone color melody. Schoenberg, self-taught, friend of Mahler, in the lineage of Wagner and Mahler, pushing the bounds of tonality, resolutions that maybe don't quite happen. So eventually he gives up on the notion of key. He starts as this post-romantic, and now he calls his music pantonal. His critics call it atonal. But just how atonal is this piece? One of 2 of 6 little piano pieces. How's that for an innocent title? Oh, here's the score, and there is Schoenberg. Ooh, he was also a painter as well as a musician. Wasn't quite sure where he was ultimately go. He was a member of an avant-garde painting group called the Blue Rider, but ultimately it was music. Number 2 of the 5 pieces, of 6 little piano pieces. Sounds like G major so far. Could be G major. That's Do and Mi, but then, and here's So up here, but in this violent smashy, it could be minor 7th, major 7th. It could be minor 4. Not this, or that. Middle of piece. Take that. Still G. Could be So. That could be Fa. This could be May, Ra. And this could be C major. 7. But not that. And the first 5 of those pieces were composed, I think, in a day. And some people could have said, well, my 2-year-old could have done that, but he didn't. And as you could hear, it's very well put together. And so is this last one, which was done, I believe, 6 months later on the death of Mahler. So we're talking 1911. Mostly quartal harmony with a 6th in here. Quartal, quintal harmony. Empty. You like it? Let's do it again. variant. He puts these in unexpected hands. Oh, a resolution maybe? Which I didn't do. That was supposed to be silence. Development. Definite midsection. What a gap. Check this out. Resolution. Recapitulation. And he marks the end, wie eine Hausch, like a breath. Well, not everybody got this stuff, although Alexander Zemlinsky, who was his only teacher, is otherwise self-taught, and we're not going to mention Zemlinsky at all, other than that he's a wonderful composer, and his sister, Matilda, is Schoenberg's first wife. But not everybody gets this music, and so kind of in defiance, Cottery gets it. As a matter of fact, he becomes the teacher of several well-known composers. Two of them with Schoenberg are known as the Second Viennese School, after the first being Beethoven, Mozart, and Haydn in reverse chronological order. And so the response of the music not being, shall we say, totally well regarded, Schoenberg forms the Society for Private Performance. I'm not interested in you listening to my work, thank you very much. And there is a certain kind of martyr complex, poor me, and you can hear it in Die glückliche Hand, which is, ironically, the lucky touch, the golden touch, where Schoenberg is the protagonist of this very short opera, and the minions around him abuse him verbally, saying, "Told you so, give it up, you'll never make it." Well, there it is.